Good evening. Welcome to Ubuntu channel, and we are on the program called My Point of View, and it's so exciting to have you right here in the new year, and this is actually a great thing, for us to have been given this opportunity to, see even another year, 2024. This is Ubuntu channel once more on the program. To host it, my name is Chaza, and my point of view is right here, where we give you the stories and headlines of the week, then you react to them. And on the panel, as usual, I'll be joined by Mr. Mukelebai. Mr. Mukelebai, good evening and welcome to the program.
Enisha Chaza Muchwani.
Enisha, Wiketile.
Akihande kuambola nimi na mwa New Year. Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to everyone from Ubuntu, and Happy New Year to our fellow Zambians.
Thank you so much. That is greatly appreciated. And how were the festivities out there?
No, the festivities have been perfect. We ate. Now we have gone back to the gym to get rid of whatever we gained during the festival. So we are trying to come up with new resolutions. So hopefully we stick to them and stay focused.
Beautiful. It's definitely a good thing to see you, even this time around that the new year has begun. Without much ado, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else following the program via Facebook and YouTube, and or any other social media platform, we welcome you to the program, and we remain highly indebted to you. Let's get to see the first story. Then we come back on the other side just to add our voices and get to react to that story.
Her movements are limited, and the wheelchair is the only way she can get around. Life for this 28-year-old mother of two changed in the year 2020. A road accident left her injured and unable to walk.
I have a spinal cord injury, which we've been told to pay a sum of 70,000 for the operation. Now, since that time up to now, nothing has been done.
Mildred also has to depend on a catheter, which has to be changed every week.
Then my urine bags, if you have one. So, tunatema kufika kuma wao wishes. Abadi bonse if you want for banga kwanisha.
Mildred's spinal cord can be corrected, but she needs over 70,000 kwacha to undergo the operation at the Italian hospital in Lusaka.
Just appealing to the government, anyone who is listening out there, those who are willing to help in whatever way, so that the money can be raised so that I can go for the operation.
Mr. Jili Lulungu has been moved by her plight and offered himself to help raise the required funds. A WhatsApp group has since been created to help Mildred raise the funds needed for her operation.
I've added up a lot of my friends, and I've turned them into administrators so that if each one can have maybe a few members onto the WhatsApp group, so that maybe we can see how we can try on side of the government and ask the people so that we can see how she can be helped.
For now, Mildred's plight is in the hands of well-wishers for her to live a normal life again. Chansa Mayani.
That is the first story that we have tonight. And just like the saying goes, that blessed is the hand that gives than that one that receives. there's a call there, an invitation, to contribute to that cause. A lady who is in dire need of an operation needs, a contribution, or rather an amount of 70,000 kwacha. Mr. Mkeleba, your reaction to this story?
Thank you so much, Chaza. And so, very sad development. Did I hear her that she got injured in 2000 and what? Is it 2001 or is it?
I didn't take note of the actual year the accident occurred.
Yes, and all this time around, she's been struggling ever since she got involved in that accident. So there are so many options that she has to undergo and away. It's not something that is easy. Of course, we know when you are when your mobility has been curtailed and you depend on a third part. So it will be quite difficult for her. Otherwise, I would urge family members, yes, to continue lobbying for assistance, which is a very good thing and a great thing that the other gentleman has offered to come in or step in. Like I said last time, that as a Christian nation, we need to show how to intervene and help those in need, unlike what we see where our pastors, our so-called clergymen, they're just interested in receiving money from the congregants and use that money for other things. This is where the churches, together with also the politicians, those that are busy lining old people up to give them free food, sometimes it's important to look at these matters beyond a political lens, that we go out there. We're talking about you guys who are busy showing off on Facebook, showing off about what you are constructing or your progress about your life, the vehicles you're buying just because of your wealth. Here's a situation that really requires that does not require many likes on Facebook, but just requires your heart. If you really mean well and you mean good, this is where to shine and come up and do something to people that are truly in need of help. This young girl, the young lady, life has been, or a lot of opportunities have been cut short. So I think it is imperative for well-wishers as they come up, as they requesting to come forward to their aid of this young, for them to have reached this far. It means they have undergone a lot of procedures. We don't know how far they've gone, but I also want to urge the family members to take into consideration the issue of accident, the person who was found liable for having caused the accident. You know, in law, we always have the person that is at fault, and that person is the one that is supposed to pay out certain bills or compensate victims. That's why we insure properties such as vehicles. And what is the insurance company saying over these injuries? And what have you contacted a lawyer, any lawyer? If you can't pay, you can't afford, have you contacted this legal aid clinic, legal aid clinic for women, or legal aid services where they provide a minimum amount that is affordable for consultants, where you can ask, where you can seek some legal advice? Because this issue, it's a really deep ip and it needs legal experts to explain to you what your rights are, because you were an individual that was running your day-to-day activities, health, and suddenly somebody negligently caused an accident, and those vehicles that you were involved in, that you were in, do have insurance that any person that may be injured whilst in that vessel will be compensated or be taken care of by either the insurance or the employer, the owner of the properties. So we have the system. You don't necessarily need to depend on the well-wishers. Otherwise, you still have a claim. You still have rights as an individual to claim compensation or to claim for medical expenses, for as long as you keep your medical receipts, you keep everything. Just be smart. Keep all those documents that you have used towards your injury, your medical expenses, every little coin that you've spent. You don't have to, you have to keep the receipts, because this is going to help you when you decide to take this matter to the courts of law for compensation. Compensation does not really mean that you are going to be better. Compensation means just try to put you in a position that you were before, at the same time trying to give you a relief, a breathing space, so that you are able to you are able to reach out and do your normal activities, or your bills are paid for. Those things that you were inconvenienced as a result of your injury will be covered, even though it was either not your fault. But if the tables turn around and discover that you contributed yourself to the injury, there is what we call, of course, contributory negligence, but at the same time, you are still entitled to any injuries that you may have suffered. It's a very sad situation. Consult wo malawyers ima amuye ko malawyer and then ko malawyers much bululu na imwe malawyers, you lawyers who are graduating new brooms on the system. These are pro bono cases. These are trial cases. This is a test case to show your professionalism. Take up these matters on your own, pro bono, then see how it will go, because you never know how you can change somebody's life and even change the law. So that people that are involved in traffic accidents, road traffic accidents, are not left without knowing their rights. You as law students or lawyers that have graduated from ZIALI and are now committed to the bar, you are really legally required to take up pro bono cases and take them to court at either any fee, and see how far it will go with the court system. Otherwise, these cases are many and prevalent. As we can see that accidents in Zambia, they happen on daily basis, and we have seemed to accept the fact that people can get involved in an accident, lose their lives, or get injured and get away with everything. But we need you, the lawyers, to come in and educate the public on their rights. They come to you and seek for legal redress, and you give them proper legal advice on how to go about this. So, Mami, organize yourselves properly. You have a very good case. It's a very good case of legal interest because of looking at your injury. That is going to stay a test of time. It could be, it has changed your life, as we say. Sorry for that. Otherwise, you have the right to claim compensation or to be helped medically and legally in your case. Otherwise, the lady in question really stands a good chance to be helped legally and morally from the church and from other members of the public. Thank you. That's my position over this issue.
All right, Mr. Mkilebai, thank you so much. We do appreciate. This is Ubuntu channel, and you are watching My Point of View. Let's take a look at the next story.
They spent 45 days conducting mobile registrations for the digital national registration cards in Luapula and Central Provinces. These are officers from the Department of National Registration, Passports and Citizenship who are deployed to register people for the digital NRCs. The exercise has now come to an end in Luapula and Central Provinces.
This system, we are starting from the birth. If a child is registered at birth, then an ID number is given to this child and a certificate is issued. When that child attains the age of 16, where he is eligible now to get the national registration card, the child, by him or herself, without being escorted by the parents, will walk into any of our offices countrywide with a birth certificate and present it. All they will do is to harvest the biometrics of this child and the card will be issued.
Despite the exercise coming to an end here, the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security will continue registering people at its offices.
And when resources are available, the authority will decide which other provinces will be embarked. It's a nationwide program. It's not anything that should be seen to be political. It's non-political. It's a government exercise that is meant to ensure that the security of the identity is enhanced. The social services to the members of the public are equally gotten in a manner that is effective and efficient.
As can be seen here in Mansa district, citizens are queuing up to collect national registration cards, which are now being done online under the Integrated National Registration Information System (INRIS). The online system has now been introduced in Western, Northwestern, Southern, Central, Copper Belt and Luapula provinces. Paul Sharala, ZMPC News in Mansa district, Luapula province.
Right, we are in the digitalization of everything process, and the national registration, aspect has not been left behind. And the exercise is ongoing, countrywide, and in some parts of the country, they have concluded, and this is where we are actually are, and it comes with lots of advantages, I'd say. If information is on the system, unlike having physical documents that are prone to even distraction and so on and so forth. Mr. Mkelewa, your reaction?
Well, thank you, Chaza. It's a welcome exercise, considering the fact that we are in a digital world and modernized technology, and we need to update our data system. We need to be able to access citizens' registrations or data by way of clicking of a button on the computer. So I feel that it's a welcome move by the government, but my worry is how far has the government gone in spreading or disseminating information about their exercise? And do the Zambian people know what this entails? Do the Zambian people, are we, the Zambian people in rural areas, for example, aware of the benefits of this exercise? Or are we doing it just because we want some monies to be donated by donors or by the government? So it's a good process. We just need to support it. At the same time, we need also the government to go out there as the Ministry of Home Affairs. I think they are supposed to disseminate this information and educate the Zambian people on the benefits of this program they decided to embark on. It is not okay that, of course, they've gone to. It's not okay to catch people unaware, and then suddenly they come and start making pronouncements on radios and television that they have made this exercise and now they are done in this province. Now they are moving to the next province. Again, instead of saying moving on to the next province, they want to give a caveat to say it depends on the availability of the finances. So meaning this program cannot only work properly without an input in terms of finances. So why start an activity that you cannot complete? Have you really surely completed to register all the members in Luapula province that you claim you have done? Are you sure for you to move to the next province? And why putting a date, an end of when the exercise should continue? How much money was allocated? These are issues that we need to know as a public. And also, I want to urge my fellow Zambian out there. We use mobile data on a lot of activities, especially social media, on gossips. And I think those things will not help us. Let's use our mobile data on information. Let's visit these government institutions' web page, and find out about these issues, exercise. And we also urge our government that not everyone speaks English. Your pages should also be translated in the local languages that a villager out there is able to access it and is able to read and understand, not where he has to find or she has to find an interpreter to come and interpret what is written on your website. So we want you to catch as many people, not only people that speaks English, but many wakamba chizungu, there are many which that target. Then it was our basala beve, but many wakamba chizungu, mawasiya mu darkness. And when you come up and put up a date closure to say the exercise is finished, tavala, then you find that millions of other people you left did not even get the information about your exercise. Inform the nation. Go kuma Radio 1 programs, kuma radio, kuma chani ZNBC, kuma all those local language programs. Speak, use those languages, use those platforms to spread the information about your exercise, what you, the government, intend to take. Do not just dwell on people living in Lusaka, because Zambia is not Lusaka, Livingstone, Kitwe. No, Zambia is a huge, huge country with so many, it's a vast country, and you can only reach other sector of the country through using the same platform, the media, but using the language that each and everyone understands, so that they are able to know. It is the responsibility of you, the government. When you give us information, you are not doing us a favor, because it is your duty to do so. So my message is to the Ministry of Home Affairs. Have you done enough work, groundwork, to reach every Zambian over this issue, or you're just doing it in small sectors depending on your budget allocations? If so, who have you told? Are the Zambian people aware of this exercise? Lusaka people are not Zambia. They are not only representing Zambia. Zambia is big. Are all provinces aware? Are the people in rural areas aware of this exercise? Please disseminate information so that we know. Otherwise, kudos, it's a good project. Hold on to it. We need technology to take over as well, as we are evolving with time. That's my point. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mukelebai. We do appreciate. And that is, the opinion coming from Mr. Mukelebai. And you are entitled to yours right here on the program. You can get to join us if you'd like, to participate on the program by dropping us a comment right in the comment section or you can click on the link and join us right on set. This is my point of view. What do you say over the items that we are actually, bringing right here on the program? Let's move on, and we come back after the next clip.
Come to an end. This should come to an end. This kind of a thing, CS should come to an end. We shouldn't accept this. But chairperson, CDF, but the monitoring we do. You run with excitement and want to do the handovers properly. But when you find people have played this kind of a game, we should have been knowing it up front. We should have been knowing it up front. To say, we have checked this, it's good, we have corrected every whatever. Specification. We should have corrected every one of those things. And you don't do it even at 75%. You do it right at the beginning. Yes. When they are doing the foundations and everything. And look at the breakages before they even start using it. So this what percentage, at what percentage?
All right, Mr. Mkelo, I invite you to make known your reaction to this, item.
It's a little bit difficult to react to an issue that I don't. What was an issue there?
This is a very short, clip, and probably we can replay it so that you can get it.
I think from what I've seen is that there has been a poor performance of
exactly
of the contract.
Exactly.
The subcontracted people that were meant to do some job, and they did it so terribly. However, the people involved went ahead and commissioned, or that they were told to come and commission the job done poorly. I don't know if I'm right, but I don't want to speculate.
Yes, you are right. And instead of commissioning it, actually, the commissioning did not take place because of the poor performance of the contract.
Yeah. You see, that's the problem with us Zambians. As we are busy claiming we want development in our provinces or constituencies, but among ourselves, we have people with really terrible, bad intentions that they just want to rip off without providing a proper service. To me, that's a very bad mindset to have in the first place. And that's why you find that even ministers today, they are involved in corrupt activities because they don't have Zambian people at heart. Their interest is only based on themselves. They are so selfish, self-centered. And that's why you find people are busy progressing their personal interest and putting the national interest the last thing, and they don't care what services they may provide. It is on this very TV where we saw one member of parliament from some constituencies who was inspecting some drainage system that was done, and he could break the concrete, the so-called concrete or cement that was made for drainage system with hands. And then he was saying, if rain came today, how could we provide? How could this sustain? How could it withstand the pressure from the water? This is a bad job. Zambian people, we are killing ourselves. Among ourselves, we are a danger. We are busy depriving our own. Instead of thinking of tomorrow, our future, investing for the future. And what do? We are busy making shoddy jobs. You, the so-called subcontractor, I think it is high time that the government or the CDF committees should not release money until work is 95% done, in my opinion. That they need to see to it that the work that has been performed is actually certified by relevant institutions. We have the engineers in this country. We have all these technicians that can come and put to grade the work done. So why should we pay people that have done a terrible job? That's a breach of contract. So when you breach, you lose out. You won't get paid until a job is done perfectly and to the expectation, to the standard, the expectation standard, so that it is viable and it is confirmed or sealed by the engineers that it meets the standard requirements, not where every Jim and Jake can go and start building constructing a bridge when you don't even have the money yourself. You are waiting for part B to pay you for you to perform. That's not okay. That's not those are terrible contractors.
Mr. Mkelewa, just to be specific, like you actually asked, like where did it happen, and like to generalize it. So specifically, this is a story where the Kasempa MP refused to actually commission a water reticulation project that was done in her constituency.
That's where to go, and kudos goes to the commissioner. And if money has been paid, let them take that contractor to task until that contractor does a very good job. Or if we see that that contractor is not eligible, does not meet the qualification, let them. That's impersonation. That's another crime. It's a criminal offense, and the government or the local government authority or the people themselves within the constituency can actually institute legal proceedings against that person and let them hire a well-qualified individual or company that can do a better job than also MPs just to say it by word of mouth or just by looking by eyes. No, that MP is a professional engineer that could do. Where is she basing her refusal? Is her refusal based on advice from the legal or from the professional point of view, or is just political? So we know. So we need to harmonize this situation and let the people, the contractee and the contractor should work together. If you are failing to perform, that's a breach and you cannot be paid. And if you have been paid, then you must compensate the affected person, the injured part. And in this case, if the job that was contracted for was not properly done, then the local authorities, together with the people they represent, together with the member of parliament that went to commission, has the legal obligation to take legal action against this private subcontract. So it is a catch-22. There's no, you cannot hide on this issue. It's a straightforward issue. If he did a bad job, sue him, make him pay. And if you have to bring in another person, that person should foot the bill. The person that made you suffer made you go and contract a third party. And any expenses that you may incur, that contractor must see to it that they pay. And today, the judiciary, they are very quick with the pronouncement and with the laws that have been enacted so far. We see that cases are not going to stay longer anymore in the courts of law, especially corruption cases. So things are working our way. We are heading the right direction. Otherwise, kudos to the member of parliament for refusing to commission a bad job. I second her 100%. Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mukelewa. There we have it. And the question is, if there is such a contract where, you know, a company has been engaged to do a project of the like manner, because reactions are coming that where was the MP at the time of, you know, supervising? Why didn't they supervise, and so on and so forth? Now, this type of contract, you know, is an independent contractor who has been engaged to undertake a project. So does it require the MP or even, you know, the council secretary as itemized, or, you know, engineers of the council to actually supervise and so on and so forth? That's a question that, you know, is coming from some of the reactions that we do have. Just your brief, you know, on that aspect, Mr. Mukelewa.
No, actually, the council, if they have an engineering department, and they know, because I mean, how else should a contractor who has no idea the catchment area they're supposed to work on, if they are not helped, assisted by a department that is in planning, for example, the engineers that are able to tell them where to do A, B, C, D, and how else are they going to see, you know, that whether this contractor is doing as according to the standards, you know? So it is imperative that the engineer department of the local authorities and all those, I've seen vehicles being donated for monitoring and projects. What are those for? You know, is that just the word that the vehicles should be kept? How do you monitor? Yes, they are at liberty. Anyone has at liberty to monitor projects that are taking place. And if you discover as an individual, as a stakeholder, because even people that are just walking by, they are also stakeholders and they can monitor. They have the right to report anomalies. If they discover that there's something that is not making sense, the bridge should go maybe the other way, and then they do construct something else, they better bring in before the damage is done. If at all, there's going to be some effect that other people will be affected as a result of the way they are building the structure. The structure is too tall, the structure is bent, it's cracking, or whatever. The soil where they are building is not concrete. You know, expertise is required. Supervision is required. No matter how these independent contractors claim to be experts, we need to have learned a lesson from the previous administration that contracted people that had no knowledge just because they were just trying to make people make money. So I would suggest that the local authority engineers, those are in their department, and the building industry should go out there and inspect projects as the project progress, not just to sit in offices and enjoying the aircon when the contractors are busy messing up their project. It is them who are going to be answerable at the end of the day. Actually, we need to start disciplining also the people, these professions, the engineers department, or the housing department, those who are in charge of project, that if a job that has been contracted was done badly, both the subcontracted and the engineers who are standing for the people should be disciplined and brought to book, because that is what you call professional negligence.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Mukelewa. You know, in my mind, I have a thought where you have engaged, you know, even some company to build you a house. Then you stay away. You are waiting for them to just finish the house. Then you find it, you know, in disarray. at the time that they want to hand over. What do you do? Because like you have indicated that there must be some supervisory, or verification of how the project is, going. So even as a layman, you can even tell that, this house is bent. How come the walls are bent? This house is falling. Then there and then,
and it's not to
be corrected.
And it's not to your expectation, because what you expected was the kitchen should be here, and then they go and make a pantry in the middle of the kitchen. I mean,
exactly.
You can stand up and say, no, this is wrong. And a client, remember, customer is always right, So if we want our boreholes to be made in a particular way, or our water system to be made in a particular way, that customer, that contractor, he needs to abide by our request. If he does something big against that, then we have the right to take legal action against that, or even terminate the contract ourselves.
All right. There we have it. Remember, this is my point of view on Ubuntu channel. And you are entitled to actually give us your opinion as regards any story that we bring to you right here. Let's proceed, and we meet on the other side just after this.
Police have sealed off the premises. This warehouse, belonging to Virgin Brew Company Limited in Kitwe's industrial area, is alleged to be holding property suspected to be proceeds of crime. Police have found copper cables, transformer coils, and copper blisters whose source they are investigating. Authorities in the district are concerned.
What we've seen here, we can't comment much. The police are doing their job until the investigations are concluded, but we can see all the things that have been missing. Not long ago, Nkana Water, almost all the hammered cable, these are similar cables that we are seeing here, and the cutting. There's no market where you buy those maps more for transformers here, those cables. And not long ago, in some places, and including Kitwe West, the transformer, which also feeds the residential home where we are.
They want investigations to be quickened to establish the activities at this warehouse.
Keep on appealing to members of the public to tip us and also report to the police. Immediately you hear any suspicion, you report to the police so that the police are competent to investigate and find out exactly what is going on.
And ZESCO representative had this to say.
ZESCO Security, working together with the Zambia Police, we shall not relent to make sure that all the vandals who are terrorizing our installations are brought to book.
A representative of Virgin Brew Limited refused to comment on the matter. Zambia Police, ZESCO Security Wing, Copperbelt Energy Corporation, among others, are carrying out investigations to establish the source of the copper cables, transformer coils, among other items in these premises. Chembe Mbale, ZNBC News in Kitwe.
Right, there we have it. Kitwe Police sealed off a warehouse, in which there are, things that are suspected to have, been stolen. Mr. Mkelebai, that happened in Kitwe on the Copper Belt. Your reaction?
Bena kopala ukuyipa yani fweture yipa yatweka na mumona nokumona ati economy tayiri bwino ifintu tafiri bwino muchalo, that the previous government eba tubika mu machusha aturechura lero, elo nomba panuma efyo elo maya bika ponomba no kwiba mambo kona ulo mwaleto bona ushi muchalo, you know, mambo kwibira ichalo cheno, it's like mule ityonkola mulinso. So abo bene aba kwata audacity ya kuya sumbula ama transformer mambo kuputula mulefo kustisha. Imagine, I really want the law to really, the law enforcers to really look at this matter seriously, because it is so so depressing to hear that our own brothers and sisters that knows very well the suffrage of our poor people, our country, our fellow citizens, would have the audacity, would even think that the only way to make money is to go and demolish, to bring down the transformer that has already been mounted, and for the mountain to take place, it must have costed the ZESCO people, the Zambian people, colossal sum of money. And then you, in your own selfish mind, you go and destroy. I would want the government and every Zambian to really feel the pain, because because they are busy sabotaging and destroying the economy, destroying our properties, stealing things from our country that's supposed to bring revenue to our motherland, for our brothers and sisters to live or to save lives, buying medications in hospitals. But instead, we have few selfish individuals that don't give a damn about their fellow citizens, and they would go ahead and start destroying the nation, even getting involved in so many illicit activities, including people who are in government. So I want to urge the Zambian people, if such individuals are found, are caught, we won't feel all to say yo. We won't feel all to say ngaku fipa and because they are enemies of progress. Ngaku fika ken, because we don't need such bad eggs in society. These are the people that you're supposed to incarcerate. These are the people that you're supposed to demonize. Instead of demonizing innocent people that are trying to bring progress to our country, then we go and start attacking people that means well to our country. Let us deal with these criminals. The house, the warehouse where these things are found, everyone involved should be picked, and please update the nation on who is involved and how many have been arrested, because we don't want to have people with a bad heart. We are claiming to be Christians, but there we are busy depriving, destroying what we are building, taking us 4 or 5 steps backwards when we are supposed to progress. So such individual, now I agree with, somehow I really appreciate, or rather I agree and understand why akale bale putula maboko bakabola la gabavekata. That ngabakwikata ule iva. Duyawi no kuboko wale iva baya kuputula, they just amputate it, so that at least you learn a lesson. Because Zambians, I think we need to be so strict when it comes to people that are taking advantage of destroying properties that cost a lot of money. Illegal activities. I wonder who even authorizes these movements of these trucks? Who authorizes the movement of all these merchandise that they are illegally obtained? You are even able to sleep. The Zambians, you are hypocrites. You are hypocrites in a sense that You are the number one to call yourselves abana bakwalesa, tuli bantu bakwalesa. We are humble. But look at what you're doing. You are killing people, your own brothers and sisters. That's killing. Abantu balefa kukolera lelo tukwete emiti yako bafwirisha because intalamba takuli mwalisenda mwabambi mwalishika mwabambi muleba makopa. The money that's supposed to help us, you are busy stealing. Who do you think you are? You are an enemy of progress. And such individual needs to be punished no matter what. Now I understand the death penalty. I really understand why death penalty was put in place, because chila karipap, to be honest with you. That's why other people tend to take justice in their own hands. So please, authorities, ZESCO, Naimwewa Police, Home Affairs Ministry, inform the people on who these chaps are. Don't even be scared to name them. Bapeni amashina to penny amashina. Babi can what is this? How do you call TV Muchibemba? You know? Puffy, I know na lava no kulava. Chibemba kale na randa po Chibemba. Anyway, bapeni babi keni amashina yabo eleteni pass pambiribisi. So that tuwe shive. So that ingatwaba kumanya obalenshe myoto kana tuishwa ti myoto keshi. Shafuma nizaku mbuyo o nizaku kopa, nizaku transformer, nizaku if ufema Zambia, we know how to neglect or to negate such people with our gossip attitude, with our stereotype, with the way we bully people that steal. We will bring them down. We will bring them down. Publish their names, please, so we can deal with such idiots.
All right, Mr. Mkilawa, thank you so much. And this is definitely my point of view. And the story we are from looking at is talking about, items that seemingly, obtained, illegally. And it happened in Kitwe on the Copper Belt. Let's take a look at the next one, and we get to conclude just after that.
It was a Sunday like no other for members of this church in Ingombe compound, who were greeted by locked doors as they came here for service. The members behind the closure are demanding for the church leadership to be changed. They have vowed not to open the church until their concerns are addressed.
So that's why takamata hivi vinatupitia swafu na wanataka kudala kama tile mauti computer pamesi viseveza vipe shito. So kasi lisi na isemaje tizai milia utaa fa tuone chapu ile ndishi tishita kapelo kesime afu na maji tishita funa tichinje msogoleri.
Chintu ngatishaluvana ni kunkhala pansi na kukambisana. Mwaziba o mwapeza solution. Tizashita bwanja posati ati bakudala bonse bachoke ibini nenezo pempera pano pachechi sina choke po mtendera sinezo nkala mulija nyumba bantu tamangira machechi kuti tembenuke manje pa machechi pambochitika vintu vaso vizachitika mairo charo chienda kuti.
The members have also accused the leadership of not being transparent in the management of church funds.
Mukati muone malezi yonsa sipachi tu announce in drama zezili pano pachechi umvela offering nale ko chitu announce pano pachechi.
Meanwhile, the church leadership, who earlier had a long meeting at one of the police stations, say a follow-up meeting will be held to determine the way forward.
We received instructions from different police officers, and finally we realized that the decision given to us by one of the CIOs saying, you have to open the church. The church has to remain open, and we come tomorrow 8:30. We resolve the issues for both parties should report at the police station.
Like many other churches, Ebenezer Pentecostal Faith Church is tonight scheduled to have its crossover service. Memory Buku, ZNBC News in Lusaka.
Right, there we have it. It's confusion that, ensued at Ebenezer Pentecost Faith Church in Lusaka. And, that happens to be one of those things that happen, in some churches, leadership problems, expectations of the membership not, satisfied, and so on and so forth. Mr. Mkelewai, I do invite you to give us your reaction to this story.
Thank you, Chaza. Sorry about that. I was fixing my camera.
Okay.
Sorry. The thing is, if you understand tutati, I'm a Christians. If we're Christians, I think so I think it's important that we open our mind and eyes, because many people are hiding using the Bible, even when they have other motives. That's why I always tell you to say, I am a churches, I am business opportunities, my businesses. There's nothing like, they want to come to you to save you from evil, to come and help you from, my businesses. These are businessmen. They are on the verge to make profits. And I'm a Thanksgiving, I'm a offerings, I'm a tithe, all that money goes to the same people, a group of individuals that decided to build up this organization to run. I'm not trying to trash talk the churches, but what I have seen on the ground is that most of these churches that you see being erected everywhere in the country, these are fake. They don't mean well. They don't have people. They don't want to serve people at heart that they mean to serve people at heart. They are trying to find a way of living. Look at them. Imumema congregants mwali chula, you have only 1 meal, twice 2 meals a day. When bale shitama suit. If impia shila shifuma kwisa, shita shifuma kulile sa iyo, hufi. I am a Thanksgiving mulepera, ama offerings mulepera, muleta taya kwisa. Luliaka le mu Bible. Kwale le mbokutirati, nga wapera obupe. Bale ocha. Ubupe. Noti shinonshi kufiture mona muchalo chesu. Everywhere in the world, the religious has really made the religious people have made us to question them, to question their legacy. Nikuri lesa or nikuri material. And the reason why we ask such questions is because we see the attributes. We see how they are behaving. We see what they do when they have the capacity. We know where they're coming from before. And we know how they have been after. And we know how they've grown their thorns after they have now amassed their wealth. They are busy conducting themselves as though they are more holier than you, the congregates. They're even more spiritual than you, the congregate. You even start calling them names, Papa, prophecy, whatever you call them. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. Educate yourselves and stay away from liars. People who have a mental illness disorder. They hear voices and they mistake it to God. And you are not doctors to know. But I think as human beings, we need to be careful on who to trust, who will put their hands on top of our heads. Because we believe about anything. The moment someone mentions, if you have makuli lesa, anilesa, everyone believes it. Zambians, be careful. We have to be careful. Remember, the Bible says, not everyone that says, Lord, Lord. Remember that verse in the Matthews? So please, mwe bantu bakwalesa, mwe Zambian, I know mwalite mwalesa, you mean well kuli lesa, and lesa ala miafuirisha, lesa can even heal you, your pain, your sufferings. But these so-called men of God, these who are busy purporting to be men of God, they come in different forms. What they do behind closed doors, I will ask all of you, especially Mweba Nakash, I think you know their weaknesses, especially the reason why I'm using Mweba Nakash, you know them very well because you women, you keep so much huge secrets about these so-called men of God. Be careful. Do not be misled. Pray to yourself. Meditate to your Lord within your heart. Don't let your fellow human being who breathes like you, who feels pain like you, come and claim that they are more powerful, they are more holier than you. That the moment you hear somebody doing that, just know it's a red flag. Stay away from such individual. Embrace people that will share with you their problems, that will listen to you and help you out of your poverty, help you out of your misery. Those are the people that you need to embrace, not to kerenka. No, these are not men of God. These are men of guards, security guards, not God. I'm telling you because I don't believe Zambian, my fellow Zambian, please. Lesa mu kalamba, lesa mu kulu. Ala mimwenesha fiance, ngamulefo kwishiba kutati aba chachi ne bantu bakwaleta. Konkeni, bafwa election moneni fe balechita. Moneni milandile balelanda po ne michitile balechita. Nga bantu bakwaleta chachine, you will come here and say, I think mukelabai walelande chinga. Let us be careful with these men that are claiming to proclaim the God. Bala milila masukupa mitwe. That's why bale milila ama projects yenu. Mwalipile ndalama ama project amule. Monefile chitika mule. Na abali ndalama na abika matumba. Imwe mwashala muli mwamone. Ala mukashala muli mwamone na kulilesa mukashala filofine. Ifwe wambitu kaya because ifwe wambitu le pishame pusho. Ngatwa pishame pusho. Ngatwa questioning ama question. But we are the people who are evil. You are evil, you are devil, you are what? You are a devil worshiper, you are what? Why? Because they don't want it chinka. If we in kaya pitana kumulu, nkafika kulilesa. Nkayamu paradise because nalikwate chinka ndalandira po. I can feel, I know myself very well because these men of God who claim to be men of God, they are not men of God, my brothers and sisters. They are there to enrich themselves, to advance their personal needs first. And they use you as a step to reach themselves, to put themselves up there. And they use God because they know that that's where most of you Zambian, you are vulnerable. Whenever someone mentions God, you are vulnerable. You can cough out all your pension money. You can give out everything just because somebody has mentioned Lord. Be careful. Be careful. Not everyone that says Lord, Lord is holy. That's my position.
All right. Mr. Mkelewa, we are so grateful as usual. And your opinion is highly respected right here on the program. My name is Charles right here, and to those of you that have been following the program through Facebook, YouTube, and on any other social media platform, we greatly appreciate always because we rely on your... Yes, please, Mr. Mkelewa.
This is the first weekend of our program. Have we run out of our stories for you to close?
Mr. Mkelewa, we've been directed that we come to the close by the director of programs, and we oblige I wish we could actually, go beyond this, but we have been there.
I think one more story will do. Then we close.
Okay, all right, and we have been directed that we can have one more story. That's from the director. Your request has been granted, Mr. Mkelewai, and so we can take one more story, then we conclude thereafter. Let's see that story right about now.
A ceremonial fly-in, fly-out parade at the Zambia Air Force headquarters to symbolize the handover of leadership material as former service chiefs look on. New ZAF Commander Lieutenant General Oscar Nyoni landed in symbolic style to assume his new role, while his predecessor, Lieutenant General Colin Barry, bids farewell to the men and women in uniform. In his farewell speech, General Barry gave counsel to the airmen from his 30-year experience in the Air Force.
I encourage you to continue to exemplify the professionalism and dedication to duty that defines our force. Your hard work and commitment make a difference not only in our operations, but in the hearts and lives of the Zambian people. To the newly appointed Air Force Commander, you inherit a force of incredible men and women. I urge you to lead with humility, inspire with vision, and uphold the values that make the Zambia Air Force a symbol of pride of our nation.
For General Nyoni, he aims at continuing the journey from where General Barry left off.
My command will continue to shape and prepare for war, as this is our constitutional mandate, to safeguard Zambian airspace and render support to the ground troops. My command will endeavor to bring practical and modern war-fighting techniques and tactics required for new emerging threats. We will ensure that we are able to project air power anywhere within our boundaries at short notice.
General Barry served as ZAF Commander from August 30th, 2021 to December 20th, 2023. Wilson Mulinda, ZNBC News, Lusaka.
Right, there we have it, a story where we see a colorful, handover or really send off, party or ceremony of the former, commander for ZAF, and handing over the mantle to the newly appointed, commander there. Mr. Mkelewai, do react to, that story, and really, what do you make of it?
Wafunonitana story yava bali. Anyway, thank you so much for bringing the issue back, Yava Bali. I know many Zambians are wondering why was Bali's contract terminated so early. I don't have answers myself, and I'm as worried as you all, and we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. There are certain information that the president has the prerogative to keep such information to himself, unless it's compelled by the court to explain to why. Unless Bali himself or Barry, I don't know which is Bali and Barry. There are two different Barrys and Bali.
So the the former commander is actually Barry, and the president is Bali.
Yeah, he's HH. That's how I know him. Anyway, the thing is, we don't know what happens. You see, that's the problem when you mix politics and business. And those commanders, definitely, we know as Zambians that those are presidential and political appointees, and anything can change at any given time. A commander of army forces, Zambia Air Forces, Zambia Police, and all, etc., are replaceable and can be replaced at any given time. And sometimes we are not even supposed to know the reasons to why. We are not privy to that information. However, to see the commitment of the new incoming commander and the outgoing commander, the respect they gave for it, I think this is my first time to witness this. I haven't seen it myself, by the way. Maybe it's because most of the air commanders that they retire, or others they die, I care. But this is my first time to have seen an air commander handing over ceremony where the previous is welcomed and given this guard of honor and such a good, wonderful, respected, just a wonderful farewell party. To me, that's who we are. That's who we should be as Zambian. We should not play politics in this. And kudos to the new commander for having allowed this to happen, and kudos to also the outgoing commander for having accepted to come and take part and show maturity that we may agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we are Zambians and we need to respect one another and we need to consult one another. I'm just imagine if Edgar Lungu, I think we need to throw a party for Edgar Lungu. It's a pity that he came back into politics. I was thinking what HH should have come up with a idea. I was actually thinking about it to say, what if the head of state, the former head, and they throw this nice winter ball or whatever. It's the air command. It's the commanding chiefs that are leaving, and the new commanding chief is coming in. Can't we do the same to such and welcome? But the atmosphere which these chaps, sorry to call you chaps, Voyechech and Wolungu, these guys, they've created this animosity where Lungu is talking negative, so negative about HH, and HH is also talking negative about Lungu. So you find there's this tug of war, there's politics. My politicians, you are killing this humanity in us. We want to see this beauty of appreciating the services. We want to see a medal being made to be given to Edgar Changwa Lungu for having done whatever he's done, whether it's bad or negative. At least he deserves a good farewell party than that booing system that we booed when instrument of power was transferred. No, but this current president should bring out that as well, to say, let's emulate from Azaf. Can't we do this in the political scene? Then maybe we shall kill this tense that is between, this animosity that's between these political parties or politicians, because it's too much. So tipempa kuli bakainde chilema na balungu. It's only that balungu munabwelera mu politics manje mwankala my rivals. So ngati mwenze munankalirira mu retirement. This is what Isebenangu Tenzechita look at, to say, let's call the ex-president to come in and be given that farewell, good farewell, even a medal, my Independence Day, the highest medal of honor to Balungu for having shown us, to say, hey guys, you be careful next time, choose the president with your eyes open, don't choose anyone, because I'm going to get him economic hardship. But otherwise, he played his part. We have my bridges, we have my infrastructures to my to Speed Humps Murusaka. We've seen all those developments. So we just need to appreciate what he did in his tenure of office, during his tenure of office. Otherwise, the Bali, we thank you for your services. Whatever transpired, I just hope that he's not involved with the gold scandal, but we don't know, because those are insinuations that are all over. But we don't, on this channel, we don't dwell so much on innuendos. We want to deal with facts. So we will, one day the truth is going to come out, and we know. And we just want to thank the new ZAF officer, the commander, to please take care of our men and women in uniform and take care of our country, our airspace. Today we have so many drones. Please, we don't want spies to enter our country and spy using the drones when you guys are there. So you also purchase more drones to save our men from crashing in their planes. So we want to use technology as well. Otherwise, with those few words, we just want to welcome our new commander. Please invite Mukelabai when he comes to Zambia for a drink with Zaf Messi. I would love to meet you there, and we can have a drink and chat, share some words. Otherwise, you are most welcome, Mr. New Commander, and we thank our former commander for the job well done so far. For the past 2 years he's been in office. He's done a tremendous job. I guess our men and women in uniform are very happy, and we'll miss him, but life has to go on. Thank you.
Right, Mr. Mukelabai, thank you so much. And, it's really a pleasure to have even gone an extra mile at your request. This, of course, has been my point of view to host it. My name is Chaza, and on the panel, we had Mr. Mukelabai. Not forgetting those of you following out there, wherever you are.
That's a point of correction. It's Mukelabai, not Mukelebai.
Oh, okay, actually, I've been reading Mukelebai, and I'm sure it has been corrected, And all this time, I've been saying Mukelebai, yeah, because I think there are two versions of the name. There's Mukelabai and also Mukelebai. Thank you so much for that.
It's Mukela.
Correction. Yeah, it's been a great time, and I feel like even going on and another extra mile. And before we have another request from Mr. Mukelabai. Let us, part ways already. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, God bless you all.